Outsiders aren't allowed. Why are you here?
I just came across this place.
You've already seen too much. This ain't personal.
The mission must be protected.
How are the subject's vitals?
It's a little unsteady, but within.
Who are you? What's... Oh! Son of a bitch! Do that... Ah!
I will only say this once. Speak only when spoken to. Please continue.
The subject is ready for baseline testing.
Subject, answer the questions quickly and with what first comes to mind. You're approached by a frenzied scientist who yells, "I'm going to put my quantum harmonizer in your photonic resonation chamber." What's your response?
Is that safe test? Ah!
Answer the question.
I don't know. I don't know science stuff. Ignore him.
Ignore him, you say? Fascinating.
The missions must be protected. What just happened?
He vanished. What the? Okay, keep coming. It's probably nothing.
The mission must be protected.
All over me! Must be anything. Keep him off me! Need help here!
Hey there.
And here you are. You've cut a bloody path through my people. You've no doubt seen our work, but you do not possess all the facts.
Go on.
What would you do if your family was destroyed by a synth right in front of you when you were but a child? Would you roll over and accept it? Or would you do something about it?
I'd make them pay.
Then you do understand. It may not look like it, but there's a war being fought. As long as the Institute walks invisibly amongst us, they strike without warning and control us from the shadows. I've dedicated my life to devising a test to detect these hidden synths, to root them out so they can be extinguished. Isn't that a goal worth fighting for?
Someone needs to destroy the Institute.
A perfectly rational response. A living synth is indistinguishable from a human, but it turns out psychology can detect a difference. Enter the safe test. The test is in its
If you can get that test to work, that could...
And then everything we covenant is met. But most, I will make you
Continue your work, then.
Double the caps. Not a bad day's work.
excellent. First, the loose end.
I'm not touching anything. I don't even know what this stuff is. Please don't hurt me.
I'm certain the autopsy will confirm my hypothesis. There.
Tell me who you are.
I'm Amelia.
As promised. A lot more to offer since we've come to this place.
Dr. Chambers.
We were under the mistaken impression you wanted to rescue the Stockton girl. The synth menace must be dealt with.
This is gonna be a have a minute?
Hey,
I'd really like to talk to you. You ready now?
of course. Anything you need.
Anything I need, huh? I might take you up on that one day. After Tommy stuck me with you, I was expecting to hate your guts. Not only because you agreed to pick up me contract, but because I was waiting for you to order me around like hired help. Now, so far, you've been treating me like a friend. Hell, you've been damn near nice to me. Now, I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but your kindness is starting to make me wonder. If there's anything I learned in the combat zone, it was that nobody does things for other people without expecting something in return.
Surviving the combat zone must have been rough.
That's putting it nicely. I spent 3 years living at the combat zone. Smelled like puke and piss, but I called it home. I was making a few caps, had me own bed to sleep in, and 3 hot meals a day. Then the raiders took over the place. You know that lot. They aren't exactly what you'd call the gentle type. After they moved in, if you didn't keep looking over your shoulder, you were liable to get sucker punched or robbed. Or worse. Didn't take me long to learn that I had to put my hard-earned caps to good use. Buying friends was essential to making life easy. So, I guess I'm waiting for you to hand me a bill. You know what I mean?
You don't owe me a thing.
Now I'm having a real hard time believing that. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll think of something I can do to repay you. I'm not a rich girl, but I'm sure we can agree on something. After all, what are friends for? Ugh, this water is disgusting.
Okay, cut the shit. Who is that? Nothing there now. What do you think? I don't know. Jumping in shit. Yeah, you're probably right.
Have a minute? Got something on my mind.
Of course. Anything you need.
Anything and after not only because you've agreed to
Sure.
now so far. Now I don't mean to sound if there's anything I learned.
Surviving the combat zone must have been...
That's putting it nicely. I spent 3 years living at the combat zone. I was making a few caps. Had me then the raiders. After they didn't take me long to learn that I had to so
You don't owe me a...
now I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll think of I'm not
time, boogeyman.
Whoa. Next person that asked me to shag is getting a well-placed kick. If you get my
Think you can hide? Time's up. Take turn.
Got it.
Whoa, whoa. You hear that? I gotta lower the dosage.
You're tough. Come on.
Hold up! Shit! Punches out of Virginia! Time's up, asshole! Need some cover fire over here!
Yeah, whatever. Baby, show me what you've got.
Come back!
Ain't nothing. Ah!
Know how to show a girl a good time.
Come on, tough guy.
Lost him.
That's it.
All it takes is a steady hand, eh? To have some right behind you. More like all you've got.
Where'd that little fucker go?
making me feel like a jilted lover.
Just noise. Hey there.
You find those raiders?
Yeah, I took...
No kidding. So we've been talking. We decided if you came through for us, if we want things to get better, we've got to... So, we're...
You came to visit. I almost thought you wouldn't.
Hey, now that you're back here in Sanctuary, how would you like a job?
A job? For me?
Yeah, I think you're... sales...
You do?
I haven't forgotten that you need my help. Remind me as soon as you found out what that settlement needed from the Minutemen.
You know that settlement you sent me to help? They've decided to join the Minutemen.
That's great news. I knew you were the right person. By the way, not much use yet, but once we have more allied settlements, you'll have help whenever you need it. I don't think I ever told you what happened to the Minutemen. How I ended up as the last one.
I figured you'd tell me when you were ready.
Have you heard of the Quincy Massacre?
You guys came from Quincy, didn't you?
That's right. Mama Murphy, Sturgis, the Longs. They were all from Quincy. I was with Colonel Hollis's group. A mercenary group called the Gunners was attacking Quincy. The people there called for the Minutemen to help. We were the only ones that came. The other groups, they just turned their backs on us and the folks in Quincy. Only a few of us got out alive. Colonel Hollis was dead, so I ended. We never found a safe place to settle. One disaster after another. You saw how it ended in Concord?
As long as you don't give up, the Minutemen...
I'm not about to give up. That's why I'm talking.
Hey, that means a lot.
I appreciate that.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good. Don't worry. I'll be right beside you all the way, General.
That's quite a promotion you just gave me.
The leader of the Minutemen has always helped. Our last leader was General Becker. After he died back in '82, nobody could agree on who should take it. The one good thing about being the last Minuteman is now it's your job to make it more. I've got something a bit different.
Sure.
Our scouts. The trouble is that once you clear it out, before you know it,
Hi.
You wanted help earlier. Some kind of machine to get into the...
The Institute?
Teleportation. If anyone can make heads or tails... I've heard that folks at Finch Farm need...
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So what's your story? Looking to trade?
Let's see what you've got.
All right.
have considered
Hey,
themselves a success
do you
until
have a
someone
moment?
threatened their
I
life.
wanted to thank you.
Me?
For helping us out
I'm
in
very
Concord.
successful. Nothing stays hidden forever.
One of these houses would be a good place to set up some beds.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Here you go.
Wow. Tell him.
It's real. I got it from an ex-inst...
Seriously? Anyway, I'm gonna... But,
Uh-huh. Good work, Sturgis.
Well, don't... Here's I'm working on that. Keep in mind, like if you had... and it's...
Right.
You're tied to this.
Hey, Sturgis.
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Yeah. Ready to build the rest of it.
Good. I think I got a handle on this crazy contraption. At least as much as I can tell. Here's a list of 3 things that may be harder to find.
I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
Thanks, Sturgis. I'll get right on this.
Good deal.
One thing to keep in...
I'll see you over at the building site.
Sure.
What gave you the idea we're friends? Handy, aren't ya?
Huh?
Once we got everything in place, we'll have to hook it all up to the same power grid. Gotta make sure we've got enough power.
Hey, Sturgis.
You need any help with that, signal interceptor?
I need to find parts for the beam emitter.
We're gonna need... Any other questions?
I need to find parts for the beam emitter.
We're gonna need a military... Need help with anything else?
How are we gonna build the...
We're gonna need something that... Anything else I...
Not now. Sturgis.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see it?
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal.
Right.
Just get on the platform. I'll do the rest. Okay. Hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute, what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RS. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Oh, goddamn them. So many years stolen.
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
We're leaving this place. Together. Okay, Sean?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean.
I don't know you.
Mm-hmm. Damn it. Sean!
Father? Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not... He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the... Please, let's start anew. I am Father.
Give me Sean.
I know. I promised answers. But I need you to realize that you have traveled. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Bullshit.
Is it? After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth? In the Vault. You had no concept of the passage of time. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant.
Right.
Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And...
Sure. They stole you.
Right, wrong, irrelevant. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made scientific cure, so they found...
So the weird science experiment.
In a manner of speaking. The Institute, plenty of that, even in their... But then, I am...
Sean.
It really is. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to... This really is a matter of importance.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
After what I've seen, I pity the man. He was as much a victim as anything.
After what he did to you, I'm shocked you would be so generous. But yes, I, for one, will never truly forgive him. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and he never... I won't lie. It's no coincidence. What else can I say?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned whom. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what else can I say?
Sure. So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes.
Uh-huh.
The Institute. It's important. It really is you.
They're scared of you, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what... Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to do. The Institute is on the... I've been a part of something amazing. And now...
I won't be a part of this. I can't.
Why? Because of the reputation of the Institute. The Institute can provide a better life. You've been in the Commonwealth.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. We really do have humanity. Will you take that chance?
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
I'm sorry to hear that. I had certainly hoped we could work together. But every man must make his own decisions. If you choose to leave, I cannot force you to stay. Understand, though, that I cannot allow you to remain within the Institute. You may have safe passage back to the relay, where you will be sent back to the surface. But from that point, you must be considered hostile. I am sorry. I must think first of the safety of the Institute. And in the cruel world that has developed, those who are not with us are against us. The elevator will return.
knew Sturgis would find something to keep you busy.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't be very good company right now.
One of these houses would be a good place to set up some beds.
Here's that holotape you gave me, full of Institute data. I hope.
Well, all right. I'll start digging into this and see if I can make heads or tails of it.
We need a way to bring the fight to them.
Let's hope we got something we can use. Well, they sure aren't gonna fall for that teleport hijacker trick twice, even if it wasn't a smoking pile of scrap metal. All the good stuff on here is gonna be encrypted. So the first job is to see if I can crack it. After that, well, I'll have to see what I've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe.
Another day in the Commonwealth.
I've made my choice.